Do something you like to do tonight before you go to bed. Let's see if it's rain. I'm gonna go for a walk.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, Mr. Cook. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back in open session this evening, and we'll move to paragraph 3, action items. Part A, the hiring of a town administrator, and Part B, MPA strategies. After deliberate discussion this evening in executive session, the board had a thorough debate, and now we move to action item A, the hiring of the town administrator. What be the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Mayor, we, the council asked that you and Mr. Cook offer a candidate offer to candidate 1. And in the happens that candidate 1 does not accept it, then you offer candidate 2. If I can get a second.
Second.
That's been properly motioned and seconded to authorize the mayor and town administrator to enter contract discussions or offer a job opportunity of town administrator to candidate 1. If that individual declines, then make the offer to candidate 2. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Moving to Part B tonight, MPA strategies. What be the pleasure of the board?
Mayor.
Mr. Brock, Councilman Brock.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to defer action on MPA strategies to the January 25th, 2021 meeting as an action item. Further in this motion to extend an RFP effective January 2 through closing on January 15th for marketing and advertising services for the town of Blythewood.
Second.
Been probably motioned and seconded to defer the action for MPA strategies and also issue an RFP to reconvene in the January regular meeting 2021 of the town council. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Thank you again, gentlemen. That concludes tonight's formal portion and official meeting. Do we have any business before we adjourn or any comments from any council members?
We have discussion item, strategic planning.
So, thank you, sir. Moving to paragraph 4. Discussion item is strategic planning. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. And this is just a comment I have, and I'll allow council members to say whatever they want. We've sent out just some ideas, some notes, some discovery that I've made in talking to citizens, the council, former mayors, neighbors of Blythewood about what they'd like to see going forward to set a 2, 3, or 4-year strategic plan. My intent is to call a late January, early February meeting to be determined so we can bring concerned citizens in to set our strategic vision prior to our budget session in the spring. So I think we sent it to every board member, every council member, interested parties. Please share it. It is not classified or secret in any manner. And we want feedback from all citizens as we set our strategic vision going forward into the next few years of Blythewood. So with that, gentlemen, any comments?
None for me.
Hearing none, I welcome any and all. Please email me, email council members. Let them know how you feel about Blythewood, what you would like to see in the future as we develop this team-built strategic planning session, a strategic plan, and go forward into Blythewood's future. Hearing none, if we'd like to adjourn tonight, what'd be the pleasure of the council?
Mayor, were there any comments from citizens?
Mr.
I
Cook?
had one, hey, I had one, and I don't know if they were letting them in this meeting or not, but I know Phil and the former mayor said they couldn't get in on Zoom. I don't know if they were looking at YouTube or not, but I just got a text from them saying they thought they were going to try to get in on Zoom, but they weren't allowed in or didn't get in or whatever for our meeting.
Well, I will certainly stand by to try to rectify that.
So YouTube is working fine. Let's say that it's not, but it is because I'm watching it on my
Yeah.
screen.
And it's on my screen too, but I just got a text from them. I just wanted you to know.
Nobody requested to be added to this meeting. So
I got you. I'll let them know. They just sent me a text.
Or I'll
Yes.
stand by for a few seconds if they want to text you or email you a question or.
they're probably looking at the last streaming that we did before we went into executive session. So Mayor Ross says it's working now. So I'm gonna check with Mayor Ross to make sure he doesn't have any comments.
Okay.
I ask him if you'd like to speak or comment. So, he probably missed the vote, so he probably just wants to know what's happened there. So. And I just emailed him the results of the voting in case he had any questions or comments before we close our meeting.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a text back from either one of them after that, after you said they
Members
were.
have any text or communication?
I have something coming through now. It's loading.
And here's another one while you're talking. Phil wants to know, Phil said could not get on the action items and what was the vote? So I don't know if you want to send that to Phil too.
Okay.
I'll let him know you're sending it to him.
Okay. And Mayor Ross just says great. And then asks who the new administrator is. And I'll say number one. But I'll get with them, and I don't have any emails and I don't see any. Let me check YouTube real quick just to make sure there's nothing else came through. Mayor Ross just asked if we can please review the votes. He asked that on YouTube.
Okay, absolutely, Mayor. I will try. Let me get the agenda here. We took 2 votes this evening. One was a vote. For the general public, we had an executive session where we discussed 2 executive session issues, hiring of a town administrator and discussing MPA strategies. We came out of executive session. We voted to hire a town administrator. Obviously, we voted with candidate 1. Secondarily, if candidate 1 is unavailable, we're going with candidate 2. The reason why we're keeping the individuals' names out of the vote here is until I contact them, and then everyone will know in public That way you don't find out through the newspaper or public media that you didn't get the job. I think that would be a rude way to do it. So we will let the public know tomorrow afternoon who was hired if that individual accepts a tentative offer. We also discussed strategic planning in the future. We're going to call a joint session with the Planning Commission in late January, early February, and discuss our vision of the town in the future, take any and all recommendations, talk about systematically how we can do that quarter by quarter, year by year, and make progress in Blythewood. So,
Mr.
council
Mayor,
members, go ahead.
Can you give them the vote on the MPA strategies too?
I'm sorry. The hiring of the town administrator was unanimous, and the MPA strategies action item vote was to defer the action until the January regular scheduled meeting, and in between now and then to issue a request for proposals, RFP, to solicit bids to compete with the marketing offer that we have here from MPA strategies. All right. Any other comments, council members? Did I miss anything for the good of the public? We will be looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
It's been probably motion and seconded to adjourn tonight's meeting. Any further conversation? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, gentlemen. We are adjourned.